How to create live octagon shapes in Photoshop 221. Now, I'm not using it with 220, 219, 218, etc. Live features with that don't work. So it's 221, and then what I can do, I'm just going to remove this because obviously I've got that design, the shadow design there. I'm just going to remove it because I'm going to go right from the start. Key thing here is the polygon tool. So just go to the polygon tool, and then you can see polygon tool there. Now it might be a completely different position because you can customize here. You can edit the toolbar. So you might find it in here, whatever. It might be in different position as well, completely different position in the toolbar. You should be able to find it, say like here beneath the rectangle tool. So polygon tool. Now I'm going to go with no stroke, and then what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go with shape option. That's the key thing, shape option there, and then long to here. Now make certain the star ratio is set to 100%, otherwise it won't be an octagon shape. Yeah, star design, it won't be an octagon. So 100% there, and it's slightly weird that it's got it both tools. It would be nice if there was a star tool and a polygon tool, but they've got them combined. And then you've got 8. That's the key setting there. So once you've got that, what you can do, just go over here and just create your design. Now you can see it's unconstrained. And the reason why that is because if I go here to the various settings here, unconstrained, I can set it to be proportional, all that sort of thing if I want, but also I can just hold down the shift key. So when I'm creating it, you've got that design there. So you've got your design, that octagon design there. And that could be it. That's it. Finished. But I'm obviously going to extend it a little bit more. But the key thing here is layers and properties. So window, properties, and layers. You see both those. You can see polygon there, and it's still live. You can see it's got a name. It's got polygon 1. Hasn't changed it just to a normal shape. You can modify it, and then it will suddenly turn into a regular shape, and then you can't use these features. The key one over here is properties, because it's still live, and you can edit it via this panel. Really useful. So you can change the fill colour, so maybe green, go with black. Just makes it easier. See? And you can also modify here. You can set 8. You can make it obviously 20, 29. Something like that. Obviously I want it to be 8 because I want it to be an octagon. Also you can make it rounded, and you can also do that here. You can curve round these corners. Do it live like that, or you can do it over here as well, live over this. But I've shown it before, showing sort of a hollowed out octagon. Now how to create that? Well, what you need to do, just go over here to the move tool and then hold down the Alt or Option key and drag. And then resize. Just simply just use the bounding box. Make certain that, of course, bounding box is not available. It's a bit tricky, so show transform controls. So you've got that option there. Now you can of course put it in any position, and you can obviously have a, still of course you can't see anything because I haven't done the subtraction, which is the key thing here. But I can move it around, but I don't want to do that. I want to select both those. So make them both. I'll select, hold down the shift and select both of those designs. Then you can go up here, there's options here to align center and align center there. But another option, layer, and go down to align and vertical centers, and so just do that one and layer. I like to show it via the menu, even though you can do it along the top as well, but it's just, no, I normally would just use the top. I wouldn't go via that menu. But once those both done, what you can do, you can go back to the layer menu and you can use combine shapes and subtract front shape. That's the key thing. Now that's done. That's as far as you need to go. If you don't want to go any further, then now you can still see it's live. You can still see it's polygon 1. And what you can do, go again to the properties, and you can still modify these settings. You can still modify this. So you can say 20. So you can round it slightly or more. I'm going to go with 0. Again, I don't want to do that particularly. You can also modify there. You can set the, instead of 8, you could have it 16. And you can also change the fill, you can add a stroke and all those sort of things. Now, what you can also do, say you want to resize it, say you're not happy with the sort of the distance between that. Well, what you can do, go to the direct selection tool over here. Now, this might be in a different position again. This is because you can customize. So you might find it might be in here, and you can edit toolbar to put it where you want. Put the direct selection tool. So direct selection tool, make certain, click there, make certain that's selected. You can see it now blue. Hold down the shift. Go around, click each of those points, and you see as you click it, turn blue. Now, what you can do then is you can go over here, just select the move tool, and now the outer bit isn't selected, only the inner bit. And what you can then do is you can go to edit and transform path, and you can go to scale. You could rotate, you could do skew, but I'm going to go with scale. And I'm just going to scale it. Now I could manually do it there using the bounding, but I'm going to go up here. Makes it easier. You don't have to mess around. What you can do, go and set it to say 80. 80 there, so it's proportional. You can see it's got set proportional. Now, of course, you can vary this. You don't have to go with that. You go with 95. You can see now set it to 120. So you can get it to very thin, because you'll notice it's actually doing not the thing itself. The 120 just makes it bigger, so you can get, that's the key thing. You can make it smaller, but you can also make it bigger by setting to 120 or 125. You might go too far and it will go outside. So press return there. And then what you can do, you can select both of them again, and you've still got this live octagon shape. Still live, haven't modified anything that makes it become a regular shape. That's the key thing. Now you can rotate it, you can change the fill, change black again. You can also change there, you make it 16. You can see 16, I don't want that. And also you can modify the rounding, so 20. Doesn't look particularly obvious, this one, because there you can see it rounded there. Now I don't want that, I want 0. So I've got it 0 at that point. Now what you can also do, you can just again hold down the Alt Option key and duplicate this design. Now I wouldn't suggest combining them at this point, because what happens is sometimes it just doesn't work. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. You know what? All the years I've been doing this, I still can never exactly always work out why sometimes it suddenly makes it in the way that I think it should be. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. So I think at this point, I prefer just to keep them separate. There's no need to combine them. You could group them if you want, but I'm just going to just use that. Just select both of them. You can, of course, because I want a shadow effect, so I'm just going to make sure you've got the top one there. I'm going to change the colour. So I'm just going to go with, say, purple or pink, sort of. Now, you've got this design. Now, of course, you can still move it. Now, you can still, of course, modify the inner part, maybe change that. Obviously, it wouldn't look particularly great as a shadow then. So what you can then do, you can still modify all of the things. So select all of them. Again, you can see over here, polygon, polygon, still all live. So you can go to properties and you can again modify that, and you can see you get a rounded one with the shadow, and so on. Literally, you modify that. You can also modify it, make it 16 again if you want 16. Now, what you can also do, of course, and still keep it all live, though requires a little bit more editing afterwards, you can go to Layer, and then you can go to Smart Objects and convert to Smart Object. So it's now Smart Object. Now, obviously, you've lost that element of modifying the properties at this point, but you can always, if you want, you've got this little Smart Object there, you can double click that and then go in and still modify those settings, even change the size of the thing, maybe add some effects. So I'll just quickly show you. So double click and you go in, you can see again, you've got the shapes here, select both of those, and again, go to properties and you can still see they're still live. Now, what you can also do, you can go to, now I'm going to go to the background, the one there. There's the background. Maybe I'm going to resize that. Don't want it like that. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to move it there. And what you can do is then you can go to layer, press return. Then you go to layer, and I'm going to turn that into a smart object. You can convert that to a smart object. Once that's a smart object, what you can do, you can go to, I don't want plugins, I want filters. Go to, it's always slightly odd where you've got plugins and filter menu. Slightly confusing, especially when it says plugins, where it says filter. Never ever understood that. Personally, it should be filters or plugins or plugin. Anyway, that's a minor point. Not consistent. However, blur, Gaussian blur, and you can add a blur. Obviously, don't go over the edge. Best to avoid going over the edge. So you've got your blur design there, and it's still live. You can still go back and edit all those things. Now I can close that, save, and you've got your design there. And it's still all the way through to that polygon, that octagon. You can change that octagon. So that's how to create an octagon shape that's still live, editable in Photoshop 221. Hope you found this tutorial of interest. Please subscribe to the Graphicxtras channel. Always adding new tutorials about Photoshop, Illustrator, Affinity Photo, Clip Studio Paint, Painter, and many, many others. Also, please add some comments. Always great to hear what things have I done wrong. I mean, it's quite possible that maybe you could add some explanation about certain things in terms of combining shapes. You think that I could have approached it better. Always happy to hear some comments and then maybe do another video on the subject and work from that. Also, a dislike or like. That's always appreciated as well. Thank you much.